Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I thought I will start up a new series, and the series is going to be all about fruit. So we're going to be doing a hand-painted fruity nail design. I don't know how I'm going to do it, whether I'm going to do a couple a month or once a month, but just kind of have a series all around fruit and do a whole design around a specific fruit. So I thought I would start off quite easily today, and we're going to start off with doing a strawberry nail design. So it is, this one anyways is hand painted. So I've never done fruit hand painted, so it's not the best. Strawberries are not that hard to do, so when you actually look at it, I feel like you can basically guess that it's a strawberry nail design, but the strawberries are nowhere near like crazy good looking. They're super far from it, but who knows, maybe once a year or something we can do these kind of series and see how over the years we get better at doing fruit designs and just kind of upgrading our skills and getting better and better, who knows. But I thought, let's get a bit creative. I was in a little bit of a dump. I've been eating quite a lot of fruit recently, so that's why the idea ended up sparking, and I thought, why not? Like I said, never done fruit, so we can give it a go. So today is the strawberry. There's so many fruits we can do, like we can do cherries and oranges and lemons, and it's not all going to be fruity, like avocados and maybe even the carrot nail design. Look, we can really get creative with our fruits and vegetables and do many designs, which will basically just help me get creative and spark a nail design idea rather than me spending hours. I've literally been in such a huge dump. I've been trying to figure out designs and trying to get inspired, but there's just nothing that's inspiring me. Tried to go on walks, tried to even get away from nails and not do them for a couple of days, and it's just nothing's working right now. It's just tragic. So I'm feeling quite inspired, I have to say, about these fruits. So I hope you guys are down and excited to see what we end up creating along the series. So going to the video now, I'll quickly let you know what I'm doing. So we are going to use a nude. We are going to do use a very bright, vibrant pink. Not pink, red. We're going to use some white, and we also have two different shades of green. So the lighter shade of green is going to help me do some kind of detailing on the stem and the little leaves of the strawberry, and then the darker shade is going to be the actual leaves of the strawberry. So that will come later on in the video though. So we do have 4 nails that are going to be fully nude, like we've already applied. We do have one full red nail. We've already done one nail that is a French tip using the white on one of those nude nails. And now it's time for our second nail there that I'm working on. Okay, great. Now we're back on track with the video. So this one, I'm going to do lines. So I did 3 lines going from the top to the bottom, kind of evenly spread out. And then I'm going to do lines going from one side to the other, also evenly spread out. To kind of create this, I don't actually know what you would call this, but like boxes. You're basically creating boxes doing this. And then later on, we're actually going to do some strawberries on there. 3 little cute strawberries that we're going to paint on there. So that will be one done there. Once you're happy, you can pop those into the lamp in case you're worried if the gel polish is going to smudge or move about or anything like that. I think next up we're going to pick up the red nail, and for that one I wasn't too sure what we're going to do, and I thought since the strawberry has those little kind of dotted lines kind of thing, like this, it's got the little seeds, I thought I can do something similar but not quite. I will just do a scatter of circles, little dots on that red nail. So I'm starting up with a line going from the top to the bottom, right in the center, and then I'll just continue doing lines next to it, but we're going to pop the dots in between one another, so that we're not doing a full-on, symmetrical line. We're just going to do something a little bit different. So just popping those dots. This was the biggest dotting tool I could find in my collection for the dots. And even then, sometimes I find this dotting tool to be still a little bit too small for what I need sometimes, funny enough. So I wonder if you know where I could maybe get an even larger dotting tool. I'm not even sure if they sell anything larger than this, but sometimes I kind of need a bigger one. Who would have thought? But I do sometimes, especially when you try to do hand painted stuff. Trying to get a perfect circle, and especially when you want it large, those dotting tools are literally amazing. So I believe everything was cured now, and we're going to do another French tip using the red. I was very much running out of that red. It's clearly one of my favorites. It's from Semilac, and it's such a beautiful red. It's just so juicy and vibrant, and just such a beautiful red color. So if you're in the market for one, I highly recommend that one. That one in specifically as well. It feels like the formula is a little bit different than their usual kind of formula, which is actually a good thing because quite a few of their gel polishes create these little like funky bubbles, and you really need to learn how to use their polish to just avoid them. But this one is just, yeah, it just didn't happen, and it's super pigmented and super opaque and all the good stuff. So this is definitely a colour you would want to pick up if you wanted to try out Summer Leg. It's just great. So we've got one more nail to work on before we pop them into the lamp finally, I think. So this is going to be our half strawberry nail. So I'm kind of doing like a half little, it looks like I'm trying to do a circle. Roughly in the center of the nail, and then you want to colouring that bottom part of the nail with the red, and then pop those beauties into the lamp. I will go ahead and do 2 layers of gel polish wherever it's needed. I think I end up just leaving the red as is, just because it was just so pigmented that I just thought I didn't need it. So now that everything has been cured, we are going to do some little stars, and we're going to make them glow, which is the first time I've tried that technique, and it came out looking so cool. So I'm going to do 3 little stars there that are going to have those long lines. So you just want to do quite a big dot and then drag out 4 lines from it. Of course, trying to make the lines as straight as possible. If you end up making it ever so slightly wonky, don't worry, it happens to me all the time. So it's absolutely fine. You can always correct it, get rid of it and redo it, or just leave it as is. If it's not, you know, as wonky, not like, you know, not too bad wonky, then you can get away with it. And then in between those big little stars that we've created, just whack on a couple of dots. That's, you know, don't need to do that if you don't want to, but you know me, it's just never enough. It needs to be so much going on. If it's not, then I just cannot sleep. So once it's cured, what you want to do is either get a base coat or top coat. I did end up picking up a top coat today, a glossy top coat, and then mixing a little bit of the white with the top coat, and then go over that dot, and it will literally create like a glowing effect, which is so cool. I need to do more of these little neon, maybe a neon version of like, maybe like a neon sign or words or whatever it is. I feel like I just want to explore that little technique a bit more and see what we can create with it, because it was just so cool to see the magic happen on the nail. As you're applying it, it literally instantly starts to look like it's glowing. It was so cool. So once you're happy, pop it into the lamp, and that will be our first nail officially done. So we can now crack on and make some hand painted strawberries. And honestly, yeah, I'm not the best. It was definitely a bit of a journey there. I'm just kind of almost doing like a little triangle, but trying to round the edges, and we're going to do 2 of those on our French tip nail there. So I'm doing a triangle, and then I'm trying to round the edges, colour it in, and then you want to pop it into the lamp. So that'll be the main part of our strawberry there. We are going to do the same technique of strawberries on that white, well, the nude nail with those lines on it, that kind of like little squares that we've created. So we're going to do the exact same thing there. I think I only show you guys me doing the 1, but we end up doing 3 on that one. 1 top left, 1 kind of in the center, and then 1 back on the left side at the bottom. So you can scatter as many as you want if you wanted to make them smaller to have more, or maybe make them larger to have less. It's all completely up to you. Make it look as cute as possible, whichever way you want to. So now I'm working on that half strawberry nail here, and I'm going to use some of that Macart green shade to kind of draw on those little leaves that you get with the strawberries. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not the best at this. This was just so fun to do. Just fun little challenge, you could say, to kickstart my hand painting strawberries a journey, and all the other fruit and vegetables that we end up doing in the future. I really think it'll be so cool to do this little series like once every so often, to really see how our skills like kind of get better and better, and the more detail we can place into them. Maybe learn how to do shadings as well. That'd be quite cool as well to learn and do those, because I feel like with nail art, when you learn to do shading, it really does elevate the nail art that you do, especially when you're kind of drawing like little, I mean, strawberries would work just as much, but especially when you're doing faces or little characters and stuff, the shading really makes a difference. I've watched so many videos, and literally the moment the shading comes on, elevates it just to the right next level. It looks just so great. So those little strawberries that we've made, we're going to do the same thing with that green. We're just going to add little leaves and the little stem at the top, and I will go ahead and do 2 layers off camera of that. Just as you can see, it's literally a bit like kind of see-through and stuff. So I did that there. Here I'm trying to kind of do some little detailing, like shading and whatever you called it, but I wasn't actually doing it off any other picture. I was kind of doing it off my head, and it wasn't the best, but I'm not mad at it. I think I'm still happy that I did it because I do think it added a little extra something there. But yeah, it was definitely not as good as I would have wanted it to be, but it's fine. So once you add those random lines, you can definitely skip this bit if you wanted to. You can pop it into the lamp. I think I ended up doing the little strawberry little seeds first, so I'm just using a smaller dotting tool this time, and we're going to do a couple of dots on the nail there to mimic those little seeds. And I'm using a nail art brush. I'm just going to drag the dots kind of upwards to create the little seed effect, so we'll make it look like a little seed. We'll make it look so cute. I think I do end up wiping one of those dots right at the top off, just because in the end it didn't actually look that good in the end, so I had to wipe it. But here it is. We're just dragging the center of the dot upwards and then just connecting the sides, and it creates a little seed. Super easy and quick. So once you're happy with that one, you can pop it into the lamp. Since the gel polish is actually quite opaque, we won't have to do 2 layers of the white, thank God, because that would be quite time consuming and quite a lot of detail that has to go into them. You don't want to go over the lines and all of that jazz, so it's good that we don't have to do 2 layers of the white. So pop that bad boy into the lamp, and then for those small little strawberries, I was going to do the same way, those little dots with the dotting tool and then drag it up. But those strawberries were so small that I didn't have a small enough this time dotting tool to do those little dots. So I ended up just picking my nail brush and just doing little lines. So if you do have like a teeny weeny tiny little dotting tool, that would look so great and so much better than mine would just came out for sure. Or maybe like a DIY little something you can find in your house that is like a super small fine little circle, that would help as well. But I had to make do with what I had, so we had to do little lines with our nail art brush, which is just fine. They're still super cute, which is great, and you want to do it for both of those nails there that we've created, those little strawberries. Here are the dots, and well, not dots, lines. And then once you're happy, I believe we will be popping those into the lamp at this point. We do still have a couple of little stars that we're going to add onto that strawberry nail. There we go. We're going to do those now. So we're going to do 2 of those glowing stars. So the same technique, pop those big dots in the center, drag the lines out, all of that good stuff. And I am also going to pop a couple of those random little dots around them as well, because you know me, nothing is ever enough. There has to be more and more things happening. Whenever there's literally a clear space, I just have to check something on there. You will know whether it's glitter, whether it's crystals, just blank nails. It's quite difficult for me. So if you ever do find a set where I've just, I don't know, just left a plain nail, then oh my God, I was having a crisis, I think. It's just something that I just can't do it. It's just really hard. There we go. So it's cured now. We're just going to do that little glow thing again around that circle. And then that'll be another nail done. At this point, I think we only have some crystal placement left to do, which is just super simple. I wish I had larger crystals. You'll see in just a second. I have this little container of red crystals. One side is full of just different sized circle crystals, and the other side has different shaped red crystals. So you get, you know, the kites and the, I don't know what else, hearts and the butterflies and all of that, and with the red crystals. But I just wish I had larger red crystals, because the largest one there was just not big enough, and I wanted to do that little side crystal placement. But if you as you can see there, that larger one is nowhere near large. So I wish I was able to cover up that side a bit more, but it's fine. We just had to make do. So we had to use a couple of the smaller ones, and yeah, it was just simply not exactly what I was imagining, but I'm still happy I popped them. I love a good crystal placement. Just a little sparkle, why not? Especially as we are not using any glitters today, which is a shocker. So crystals it is. So pop that in there, straighten it up, make it look as good as you want it to be. And then it's good to go into the lamp. So the very last step now today, it was such a long video, and just overall a long process of making it. It was quite hard to get the strawberries right, and I was never satisfied with them, so it was a bit of a long one today. So once you're happy, you can start applying your top coat. So for once today, I thought this set probably deserves a glossy. I think it would still look so great with a matte, but you know what? I thought to myself, since I had to hand paint everything and I wasn't the best at it, I thought matte top coating will actually make all the lines and everything stand out more, which is not what I want. I don't want all those lines and the imperfections to stand out. So I thought glossy it is. It's going to be nice and shiny, and yeah, we haven't had a shiny set for a little while, so why not add a little glossy top coat? So the glossy top coat I'm using is from Vanillisa, this one. I'll try and leave a link in the description to as many products as I can of like where you can grab them. I think some like you can get on Amazon along with the top coat that I'm using today as well. And the crystals, you could probably get the two, although I highly recommend Shein. Hop on there, guys. You are missing out if you are not shopping on Shein for nail products. Literally, they are getting more and more stuff on there every single day. It's amazing. So yeah, here are the final results. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please leave me a comment, leave me a like and subscribe if you can. Let me also know in the comments what you think about the series. Are you down? Do you think it's just a silly idea? Let me know. I think it'll be so fun to do a little challenge and see how far we can take it and what we can create. So I'd love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!